everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Freedom League Dark in the Multiverse of the Master Mage. Separate Ways. Thank you for joining us for your weekly dose of superhero shenanigans at our new time slot. My name is Alex, and I will be your humble game master this evening. Tonight we are playing Green Ronin Publishing's Mutants and Masterminds, the world's greatest superhero RPG. M&M is a superhero-centric role-playing game that generates exciting narrative superhero action through a D20 system. The central mechanic of the game is a D20 plus a modifier versus a difficulty check. It is super simple and allows a ton of flexibility for gamers looking to tell stories ripped right out of their favorite comics and movies. There's also a wide-open character creation system to bring your ideal superhero to life. And the last thing I'm going to touch on in Mutants Masterminds is one of my favorite game mechanics ever, which is hero points. These are points that can be used by the players to supercharge their actions. They can use them to reroll dice, edit a scene to include something the GM didn't say was there, like a chandelier to swing from, or something fun like that, and even to modify or improve a character's powers for that little bit of extra oomph to get out of a sticky situation. Hero points are earned by leaning into genre tropes, acting heroically, good role playing, jokes I think are funny, jokes I think aren't funny, and suffering setbacks just like superheroes and other media. However, here at the Untold Stories Project, we have another way for our plucky heroes to earn these points, and that is from you, the audience. Anyone who follows, subscribes, or renews a subscription or donates bits to the stream is given a hero point that you may give to the hero or GM of your choice. Like I did last night when I gave a hero point to Wiki and then ran away laughing into the night. And I forgot to ask Calvin if she did anything nefarious with it.
I mean,
You gave her power. You not expect it?
I was hoping that I didn't specify that the hero point had to be used for villainy, but it was implied.
it was a pretty tough fight. I'll just say that.
Good. We've gathered some distant heroes tonight. Say hello, 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 heroes.
Hello,
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 hello, heroes. And we're in an echo chamber.
I love you guys. I want to give everyone a chance to tell us a little bit about themselves, the character they will be playing, and have them answer my question of the day, which is, if your character could do one thing without consequences, what would it be? And I will start with Jonesy tonight.
Aha! You won't believe the answer. What is the one thing my character could do without any consequences? Give up his powers.
Damn, deep.
He doesn't feel like he would have that option, but if he could, he would give up his powers so he can have a nice, quiet life with his fiance, soon to be husband. But yep. And so I had that answer prepped, obviously. So yes. And speaking of powers and who I'm playing, I am playing Mortis. He is the Guardians of the Crossroads, Master Mage of the Shadowlands and the Lands of the Dead. And yeah, it's kind of a burden here, a pretty hefty mantle he carries. And yeah, and with that, I will kick it down to Deuce.
Hey, that's me. Howdy, everybody. I'm Deuce playing the Gator Man. Gator Man is Gator Man, and that's about all you need to know. But if Gator Man could do something without consequence, he would probably spend an entire day on the bumper cars and never give up that car because it's not a complicated life, but sometimes you just want that childhood joy of just playing on the bumper cars. So, the little things in life. That's Gator Man. And with that, we'll go to Andy.
Hey everyone, I'm Andy. I'm here for our superhero shenanigans now on Wednesday nights. You can also find me over on our YouTube channel where I host the StoryForge series and over on our website where I write some blog posts every now and again. Tonight I am playing Resonant, our resident gem mage. And if she could do anything without consequence, she would probably go home because she is barred from doing so. And who knows what the consequences of that are. And I don't want to test those waters unless it wasn't going to cause a problem. With that, I will pass it up to Kat.
Hey guys, I'm Kat. I am playing Centuria. She is my demented little being from a different universe, who has some mental issues, but she does great. Lots of love in her heart. As for me, you can find me here on Wednesdays and nowhere else right now except for on past shows. But there is something coming up that'll be announced soon, so I'm excited for that. As for the question of the day, I have a goofy answer and a dark Centuria answer. So my goofy answer is resonant. And my dark answer is she would probably go around and kill anyone and everyone that was involved in the planning of her loved ones and friends' deaths in her universe to make sure that they cannot do anything like that again in this one. So yeah, and then I'll pass it to Calvin.
Okay. Well, hey everyone, I'm Calvin, and I'm playing a bowman, the agile archer with the awesome array of arrows. In our new time slot on Wednesdays, and I'm also over in the Gem Stars and on YouTube and all sorts of other fun stuff. For the question of the day, I think if I feel like currently Bowman, if there was something he could do without consequence, it'd just be finally getting a chance to spend some time with Seven. Because obviously, I mean, she's too busy right now. And they just sort of reconnected. And it just would have been nice to have some time together before they had to be split apart again.
Aren't you spending time with Sophie?
Yeah,
I mean, right now.
Bowman, I'm
Seven right now?
literally giving you that right now.
You know what? I guess you
What are
don't
you
always
talking
get what you
about?
want, but
You just forgot that whole without consequence thing at the end of this one.
You didn't specify which seven.
Oh no!
All I have are monkey paws, okay?
This is what I get for using the cursed monkey paw arrow.
That is a very gross boxing glove arrow.
Just left it in the sun too long.
Mm.
But yeah, that's all I got. So I'll pass it back to Alex.
Also, make sure you check out Calvin over on the Win with Dice channel on YouTube. Where he
Yeah.
does all kinds of gaming streams and podcasts.
He said, "Yeah."
It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. They just unlocked community posts. I was very excited to see that over
Oh
there.
yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
And Calvin sings.
Calvin does occasionally sing, and he does his goon voice, which is the best voice.
I did sing at my Skyrim wedding.
Skyrim wedding. Now I gotta go
seen
see
it.
that episode. Do
Wait,
send
who
me the
did you
timestamp.
marry?
I
You
don't
have
want
to
to
watch to
spoil
find
it.
out. Yeah.
Which episode is it?
It was beautiful. He
It was
serenaded
Lydia. I
and
bet it was
everything.
Lydia. You married Lydia, didn't you?
Wait, I feel like he did. I feel like I know this about Calvin.
Prepare to have your
Thanks.
preconceived notions either affirmed or denied.
Lydia's no Garrus. That's all I'm saying.
It's not fair to compare them.
Oh, Jonesy, no. Oh, it
It's
fits.
a nice day to Fusroda again.
Anyway, if I could do anything without consequence, that feels like a lot of power. I would hack the Amazon algorithm to sell more of my books and put it in front of more people's faces. Because I'm sick of fighting that algorithm to get attention. I feel like a middle child over there on Amazon right now. But I think without further ado, we can go ahead and get started. Last week on Freedom League Dark in the Multiverse of the Master Mage, our heroes found themselves under attack by a swarming pack of big, angry, adorable black labs. That they collectively beat up as a group. It was fun. They managed to fend off the dark reflections of Centuria's own dog, and a couple of interesting developments happened. Bowman found out that there is an evil Jason somewhere in this universe who is hell-bent on messing with him and keeping him away from any good technology because his apprentice has been taught too well. Centuria's Omega brand changed into an Alpha brand when Resonant used healing magic on her, and Centuria was given a sort of warm and fuzzy feeling from somewhere called Genesis in the universe, which is a path we might go and explore, who knows. And Mortis and Nick teamed up to become two Mortises that were very effective at beating each other up and giving each other longing gazes across the bow. And the Gator Man and the Gator Man had lightsaber tails. It was great.
Well, legally distinct light
Right, laser sword tails.
Laser sword tails. Yes.
At the end of the fight, some of the dogs broke off to try and set off the nuclear missiles that were still tucked away in the silo, but by the combined might of our heroes, we were able to prevent the nukes from blowing up and killing everybody in the base and around the area. They decided together to split up because they realized that Deathgate was able to track the group through Mortis's connection to the Soul Vault. So Mortis and Nick are heading off to lead Deathgate on a wild goose chase, while some of the heroes are traveling via jet across Earth Prime, trying to find information about a ritual that might allow the Soul Vault to be separated from Mortis without consequence. Not our Mortis, but the evil Mortis. And Sophie and Fletch have gone to Evermore, which is the wonderful, beautiful place that Sophie is in charge of. Anything else? I think that's everything that happened last week. It was a pretty action-packed fight. But we are going to begin as Sophie and Bowman are making their way through Sophie's portal into the wondrous world of Evermore. Bowman, the first thing you notice is that the portal smells like cotton candy. And you can instantly feel sunshine and bright light on your face as you step out of the portal and onto a terrace overlooking a Technicolor dream world. It is dizzyingly bright and fluffy, and you're pretty sure you can hear music playing somewhere just ambiently around you all over the place. There are many anthropomorphic animals running around, either chasing each other or bringing equipment to a large... It looks like a castle, but it is made of some kind of spongy, marshmallowy material. And Sophie just sort of sighs dejectedly, looking out over this expanse.
Is it this bright all the time?
Yeah. All the time.
How do you sleep here?
I take a lot of melatonin.
Right. And did you have to defeat an Una to rule this world too?
I didn't have to defeat the Una. The Una came to me and said that I was the source of light in the community of master mages of this dimension. She said that as a person who defected from Adrian Eldritch's teachings, I was the one who was most likely to not abuse the power of friendship.
Wait, you defected from Eldritch's teachings too?
Yeah, he was evil, and he wanted me to become the next magical consultant for the Tyranny Syndicate.
Yeah, the last person I know who walked away from an Eldritch didn't turn out the way you did.
Was that the other me?
Yeah. But she was more dismissed. Made her angry. And she came back looking for revenge.
Well, that feels familiar.
Did your Eldritch come back for revenge, or did you go to him?
I haven't seen Eldritch in a long time. He disappeared 18 years ago.
Well, if he's anything like ours, he's hiding out somewhere, working on something. Some plan that the rest of us will have to deal with the consequences of.
That sounds like evil mages. Always secret plans and schemes and... No, the person who was betrayed and came back to cause problems was you.
This is probably a bad idea, but what exactly did this version of me do?
Well, he was abandoned by his father and never trained to become the bowman until he headed off into the wilderness to teach himself. He got stranded on some island somewhere. And when he came back, he killed his father and took control of his empire. when he came into my life, he was posing as someone known as Archer. And he wanted to get in with our group in order, well, he claimed to be hoping to fight back against Praetrix, but all he did was show them where we were. And we lost a lot of good people that day.
I'm sorry. With any luck, we can bring him down too.
I've got a couple of spells specially prepared for that. But don't tell the animals here. They don't like it when I do magic that hurts people.
It'll be our secret. For now, I think we need to find somewhere to. We were here to lock up Bogatyr, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We need to find somewhere to put your guest.
That'll be up at the palace. Come on.
And yeah, he'll follow along behind her, just reflexively keeping an eye out. And probably also like restringing his bow after using those magic arrows.
Well, looking around, you do see that, like, underfoot, there are these tiny people coming out from underneath mushrooms, and they're looking up at you with wide-eyed grins on their faces. There are several birds that have large anime eyes that are looking down from the trees above you. And you hear, like, a very slow, steady, almost like R&B backing track playing from these different creatures and animals that are singing to themselves.
Is this like the, what was it called? That big bright cuckoo land from the Lego movie? Because that's kind of what I'm picturing right now.
It's a little bit like that.
Cool.
Except they're singing "Don't Kiss the Girl." Sorry,
I
legally
wasn't planning
distinct,
to.
not.
Yeah,
She's
Fletch is like trying not to touch anything.
And Sophie sort of looks at you and says, "You could touch it. They don't bite."
Okay. I don't know what'll happen. I mean, I'm not even from your universe, and this is another separate universe entirely.
If you sing, they auto-tune it for you.
Bowman doesn't sing.
That's too bad.
Not with an attitude like that, you don't.
Are we sneaking in the musical episode? Is it happening now? But she will take you up to the palace where, again, this is just... It looks like it's made of Lucky Charm marshmallows. It's that sort of pastel, squishy sort of looking material. And she leads you up a bridge that is made of solid clouds. And she gestures to you to bring Bogatyr into the throne room.
Yeah, he'll help carry her in.
And as you guys come into the throne room, you are met by a chipmunk wearing a hard hat and a high-vis vest.
It's too cute.
And Sophie says, "Greg, I've got a person for you to put into the lower containment levels." Look, Lady Sophie, you can call it a dungeon if you want. It doesn't change what it is.
I like this guy.
My gosh, is that Gruss or Gruck? Gruck is here.
No, my name's Greg. I'm a chipmunk. I'm not a goblin. It's different. That guy sounds pretty alright, though. Maybe he's a universal constant. I don't know. And Sophie says, "Okay, Greg, please take this prisoner down to the dungeon and lock her up." "All right, but you know the prisoner wardens ain't gonna like it. They don't like it when anybody gets locked up down there." And Greg will wolf whistle with his two fingers, and a swarm of chipmunks comes out from behind different columns and pillars from where they were working, and they all sort of come up together as a swarm, and they grab Bogatyr and they carry her off down to the stairs down below.
So you have a warden down there?
That's what I'm trying to get it to call itself. It's not really like that.
What is it?
It's a door.
Door warden?
You want to go see?
I mean, I do want to make sure it's secured so our friend here doesn't come and ruin whatever plan the rest are coming up with.
Alright, but I warned you. And she will go to take you down into the dungeon.
Suspicious bow glare.
When you come down into the dungeon, you see the chipmunks have swarmed, like, past this large, cartoonish door, which slams shut, and you notice it has a very large door knob in the center of its face, which looks like a nose. It does have eyebrows, eyes, and a mouth that seems to be permanently frozen in a unsettling smile. Ah, yes. Madam Sophie, I see that you have brought me somebody down here for rehabilitation, but I see that you have not read them their rights. I am not here as a prison warden. I am here as a rehabilitative force.
Yeah, you have your work cut out for you with this one, I think.
Is that Bowman?
A Bowman. Not the Bowman you might know.
Prove it.
Well, I'm not filling you with arrows right now, so
Take off your
make a
mask.
pretty easy target. I don't think that would prove anything.
Because you're
I assume the
identical?
Bowman you know looks like me.
I thought I told you that that fletch was no good for you, Sophie. He's not the same Bowman. And yes, that other Bowman is not good for me. We talked about that. And Sophie sort of looks at you and says, the door might be a therapist.
Well, that's helpful for your current prisoner.
I don't like to call them prisoners, the door says.
Current guest with an extended stay.
I prefer to think of them as patients.
That works too.
You seem to have a lot on your mind, Bowman.
There's a lot going on.
Would you like to talk about it?
No,
Are you sure?
I'm absolutely sure.
The success of your mission might hinge on it.
Are you making door puns?
I mean, yes, but also your whole career is arrow puns.
You have a point there.
Tish.
Come along, sit on the couch, speak with me.
Is this absolutely necessary?
Sophie says, not strictly speaking, but could be amusing.
Mm. Well, until Bogatir's finished getting put somewhere comfortably, then fine. I guess I have some time to kill.
Excellent. And the door swings open and a couch shuffles out of behind wherever the door it closes into. It runs over and it sits down next to you, and the end of the couch wags a little bit like a dog's tail.
He will sit down very awkwardly, very gingerly, as he's like, "Is this thing alive?"
When you make contact, it will buck up like a sawhorse, and it'll put you down like on itself, and it will shuffle over to the door.
Yeah, he's still holding his bow very tightly.
And the door will begin therapizing you. It will start having a conversation with you. Sophie says, I've got to go check on some stuff upstairs, but I'll be back when your session is over.
Yeah, just try to be quick about it.
And how does that make you feel? The door says.
Feel like I should be doing something else right now.
Do you find that you have difficulty staying in the moment and treasuring life as it comes?
I mean, there's too much to do to worry about that anyways.
You find yourself always looking to the horizon, looking beyond to targets beyond your reach.
That is what an archer does.
What do you think that stems from?
I mean, it's what I have to do. There's always some other new problem to solve, and some other new one coming. It's just part of the job.
And you're the only person in the world who can handle those problems.
Not the only one, but I still am one that has to do it.
And you hear scratching coming from the direction of the door, and you see there is a clipboard in front of the door, and there's a pencil moving as it's taking notes, but the door does not appear to be moving in such a way to move the pencil.
Are you writing that down? I didn't think it was important.
Oh, does the notepad make you uncomfortable? These are for my own personal thoughts.
Hey, sure, if you need it.
I find that it helps when I'm establishing a long-term connection with a new patient.
This probably isn't going to be long-term. Once we're done here, we have other universes to get to.
That's what everyone says.
Just, like, looks at it with a squint, like, what does that even mean?
And while Bowman is going through therapy with Dr. Door, we will travel across the multiverse to Mortis and Nick, who are traveling through the crossroads. Mortis, where have you brought us?
So we left the plane and jumped into the crossroads, and been making our way through the crossroads. My plan was to kind of ping up in New Orleans and then jump back down the crossroads and then head to the prisons, one of the prisons, the superhero prisons where they capture all the superheroes that I know of from my days as part of Project Freedom.
Perfect. You are noticing as you're moving through the crossroads that even for a world of death and spirits, the crossroads are surprisingly empty of ambient spirits, of sort of everything you're used to experiencing when you're traveling through the crossroads. The haunts don't seem to be as pronounced. It all seems very stoic and dead. No pun intended.
It's not a good sign.
And Nick will sort of look your way. No, I've been coming down here trying to make things better, but Deathgate's just, he's too powerful. You're too powerful. He's found a way to bring the souls out of the crossroads and into the vault to empower him. And everywhere he goes, he does this. He spoils everything that he touches. I tried to team up with some of the gods to stop him once, but most of the gods were killed. But he still doesn't think he has enough power.
Not surprised. Oh,
I didn't want to bring this up in front of the others, but I think he may have killed Resonant. And I think that may be why he's not able to find her essence anywhere. I think he knows exactly where it is. And this is all part of some plan to seize control from Praetrix.
That's one possibility.
I
Is
don't-
Hades still? Is Hades still free?
No. Hades was the first one to go. He was the champion of the underworld, and he was the one who made sure that nothing ever went bad when it came to dead people. And Deathgate didn't have anything nice to say about that. You know, we didn't have any vampires until Deathgate killed Hades. Or zombies. Or ghouls, or ghosts, or... Other than us. Are we ghosts?
I don't know. I try not to think about it too much.
Yeah, we're clearly different than my dad. And you see that Nick's father has been floating around after you guys this whole time, and he's just been sort of silently seething.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's bound to me. And I don't think a ghost could be bound to another ghost.
I think we're the exception to the rule. One foot in both worlds.
Do you ever wish that we could put both feet back in the same world?
More than a few occasions.
Have you ever had an embarrassing haunt? Like you were somewhere and ghost stuff started happening and you didn't want to own up to it?
Not specifically, but there was a time where we ran into a ghost that was harassing one of our teammates. So,
Was it that miner guy? I found a miner that wanted to eat people.
And a little goth kid. The miner was one of them. There was a little goth kid at one of the old. I think it was in Farrowburg.
I don't know what it is about ghosts that just makes them want to play pranks all the time. Even here,
Boredom.
they're like that. I mean,
Boredom.
I was working at a school once as a janitor, and well, I got nervous and I was cleaning the bathroom, and a ghost popped out of the vault and turned on all of the sprinklers and flooded the bathroom, and then I lost my job. But I still have a van, so that's cool. I got Derek to do the art on it before he went crazy. I'm sorry if this is weird for you.
A little bit, yeah. It's a little weird. Not bad weird, but just weird.
It's a little weird for me too. It's really weird for my dad.
It would be worse for my father. Yeah. My Nick is he volunteers at a youth center for LGBTQ homeless kids.
They've got centers for that in your world?
Yep.
That must be nice, knowing that they can be themselves and not be worried about... Well, not be worried about the things that we have to worry about here. even with Praetrix the way she is, the others are less accepting. But I don't know. Derek's dad here tried to help with that. He got killed by Derek, but
Checks out.
yeah, he ran a pagan center for LGBT kids. And we do have a ghost here that tries to help, but Derek pulled him into the soul vault. But you said you know about some spear prisons for super villains?
Yeah. Before I joined the current group I'm working with, I was working with the government back home, and they had some empowered people that they would send on specific missions to do some questionable things, supposedly for the greater good, usually.
Well, if it's the opposite here, does that mean these are good people that the government makes do bad things?
I'm not sure, or good people that they at least lock up and then try to make do stuff. I don't know, but I think it's worth investigating, because if nothing else, if it's full of a bunch of people that Patrix and the others don't want out, then having them free will just cause enough chaos that help us slip into the cracks.
Well, let's go check it out. I'm with you. And Nick sort of smiles awkwardly. And where is the prison that you were trying to pop out into?
Well, I'm not sure about Cannon, but I'm going to guess there's one probably somewhere hidden in the swamps, Louisiana.
There sure is. Gotta.
This-
Oh, what's the name of the place?
Home.
I know this. I think it's like, and I keep getting caught up because I think it's similar to Farrowburg, but it's like Farrow Roche, Embouchure, Louisiana.
Thank you, Atlas of Earth Prime.
Yes. Out there in them there swamps. But sure enough, Mortis, you do open a portal out of the crossroads, and you find yourself in the warm, sticky swamps of Louisiana, looking out over a prison complex. There are several large military decals on the wall, spelling out the logo for an organization known as Spear. It looks like there are several watchtowers. There are people wandering around in Supermax armor, which is sort of like a baby Iron Man suit. It's not quite all the way Daedalus style armor, but it is enough to help a regular guard go up against a superpowered escapee, if need be. It looks like there are several military aircraft in the area as well, flying around.
So, here goes nothing.
Nick's like, what do you want us to do? You want me to just, are we just going to phase in?
Do we know where and abouts the warden's office might be, or
You would
anything
know.
like that?
Yeah, you would know.
Well, I suspect we can try to see if we can hit the warden's office first and get a lay of the land.
Okay. Yeah. Right behind you.
So I will attempt to lead the way.
Excellent. Give me a stealth check, Mortis. I'll give you a +2 circumstance bonus for being invisible.
Loading, loading, loading. Come on. $28.
28. Perfect. You don't seem to be spotted by any of the guards or any of the super science methods of observing people entering the prison. You are able to sneak up and into the warden's office. You see the warden's name is Warden Rita Resner. Ritareznor. And she does not appear to be in at the moment. The office inside is fairly standard government office. There's a rather unassuming wooden desk in the middle of the room, a couple of large bookshelves. There is a computer and a tower here. There is a window that looks out over the yard of the prison, which you could see from here as a complex of multiple buildings. There's the central building, which appears to be administration. And then there are several other buildings that denote different cell blocks. Each of those cell blocks is designated with a different danger level. There's alpha, beta, and omega.
Is there a desktop or
There is a
computer,
desktop computer here. Yep. Nick's like, do you know how to hack computers?
How am I called Bonin for this? Shit.
I don't know anything about computers.
And is there anything else? Any paper files, any filing cabinets, anything like that?
It looks like there are some bookshelves in the area. For a hero point, there can be some filing cabinets in here instead of down in records.
Well, I was thinking she might keep the more off book files up in her office as opposed to down in the records department.
Mm-hmm. That seems like a hero's point worth of assumption. Excellent. Sure enough, looking in the lower right-hand drawer of the desk, there is a stack of manila folders that have 6 dossiers in them of various superpowered individuals. You see there is a note about a Captain Squid, who appears to be a spacefaring refugee freedom fighter who came to the Sol system looking to escape the dangers of the Lore Empire. There is a manta ray who is an unfortunate seaman who has been cursed by an extraplanar entity known as Dagon. There is a mention of Medea in there, who is a Greek goddess who was not consumed by Deathgate. Yet. And there is a mention of somebody known as Downtime, who is a thief who has the ability to dilate time around him.
Looks like we know who her current squad is.
And they are currently all being held here. They're not in the field at the moment.
Would be probably. Awesome. Given their power levels, they're probably not in the Omega bunker.
No, there is no mention as to who is being held in the Omega bunker. In these files. There might be something down in records.
So
And Nick says
I
we can
guess-
head down there if you want to take a look, see what's there.
we can try. What time of day is it?
It is a little bit after 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well, most of the day-to-day operations admin people will either be out or leaving soon, or have either way checked out. Whether they're physically left the building or not, they probably have checked out for the day. Yeah, let's go try to see what else we can dig up.
Nick says, "Do you want to like hide in a closet or something until they all leave, or I mean, or it could be a wall. It doesn't have to. I mean, we could hide in the ground. We're ghosts. We don't even have to hide together. I mean, I can go over there and you can go. I mean, whatever you're comfortable with.
It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, it's a little after 4. You know, we can give them an hour. You know, let the last those stragglers leave the office for the day, and then yeah.
Then we'll go break into records at this secret government prison camp thing.
While we're waiting, we can see about coming with the plan. I'm gonna grab one of the folders, a piece of paper, whatever, and sketch out, looking at the window and stuff, trying to sketch out a loose map of the compound.
Excellent.
And that way we'll go find a supply, the supply garrisons or whatever that's, and then kind of try to come with a plan. Like, more than likely this current team of her thugs are based out of here. They're probably in the beta wing or
the alpha wing.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So
Well,
we try to sneak over there afterward. We'll go to record room. Then after that, we'll go over and try to see if we can find out what section of they're stored. They're being housed in. If we don't find the information in the record room, and then see about breaking them free.
Excellent.
Nothing else. If nothing else, it's a distraction team that they can just cause trouble and
We love trouble.
because the Tyranny Squad syndicate more to deal with than just Resident and me and you and Gator Man.
The Gator Man. Speaking of the Gator Man, while Mortis and Nick are making their plan for the mass prison escape, we join the rest of the Freedom League Dark in the Fox plane, making their way across Siberia. Arctic Fox is flying the plane, but the rest of you are free to move about the cabin.
Churia is moping over in a seat by herself.
Moping.
Resonant is giving her space.
She also keeps glaring. Is Death Race here? I would assume he's here. Everybody else is here.
Yeah,
right?
Death Race is here.
She also keeps sort of glaring at Death Race.
He looks over at you and says, "I'd ask if there's something on my face, but I'm wearing a mask."
I just wanted you to know that your son is a good man where I come from.
I'm glad he's good where you come from.
Yeah, you're the problem there.
I'm the problem there.
I wish he could have had you, this you, growing up. He deserved better than what he got.
I think there's a lot of that going around.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, I wish that my Dave was better than the Dave I got.
Me too.
And he will sort of awkwardly go to the other end of the plane like good talk.
Thank God.
The other Gator Man will look over at our Gator Man and say, "So what's the plan, Gator Man?"
Our Gator Man has found himself a pad of paper and a pencil, or a pen, or something of the sort. Is quietly, or thoughtfully sketching in a book, but kind of looks up, shrugs his, fly around in circles, and hope they don't catch us till the other ones get back. I know, thrilling.
That don't feel like a plan, Gator Man.
It don't, but I'm sure someone will find us and they'll shoot at us soon, and then we'll have that problem to deal with, right?
There's always somebody shooting at us.
How'd you end up with him anyway?
Well, it's kind of a long story.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize we had a short amount of time.
You're right, Gator Man. I was captured by Spear and those no good evildoers out in Emerald City, the Stormfront. And Arctic Fox broke me out of jail, gave me a place to stay. Well, I figured out my next move.
Don't know what that is.
I haven't decided yet.
I mean, I hate to tell you, but I think you kind of made that choice. We don't exactly blend.
Yeah, Spear doesn't like metahumans who can't blend in. They take all of us.
They just know you work with Fox, so you're kind of branded now.
Yeah. For now. But if you're anything like me, we're always looking for an opportunity, right?
Something good, but here's to hoping. I mean, on the plus side, you seem to be doing all right. They seem to be good people.
Yeah, they're not bad. And they help me pay for my dad's medical treatments.
That's just you and your pa?
Yeah. My mom ran off when I was little. Back before I was a Gator Man.
When you're a little man?
Yeah. Little boy man.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Did you get robots in your blood too?
Yeah, I fought the Stormfront too. Though, apparently I was a little wilier. I got away.
You got away?
Mm-hmm.
How'd you get away from that crazy lady with the ice knives?
Carefully. You know. I mean, they had a lot going on, and that was the main thing they were worried about. Giant killer beasts, all that good stuff, so they didn't worry about a little Gator Man.
Oh,
they got up to me, bitch.
I tried to eat that kid in the tin suit, and that ice lady did not like that. And he raises up his shirt. He's like, you can see there's a stab mark, even though he has a healing factor. She done got me right there in my gizzard. It ain't healed right back ever since the same way. Nope.
Yeah, I think I still owe him an apology. That's gonna be fun. Yeah, we'll see how that goes when that time comes.
Oh, I ain't gonna apologize when the time comes. I'm gonna eat that kid and his ice princess and the octopus. That octopus is the worst one.
I mean, I bet a little bit of hot sauce. She's like an old crawdaddy.
Hmm.
But, yeah. Sounds like a fun afternoon. Just be careful.
Gator Man's always careful.
Apex predator, right?
Something like that. Ambush predator. I think that ice lady's the apex predator.
Yeah. For sure. I won't tell her that, but yeah.
Resident, what are you up to?
She was keeping an eye on the discourse between Centuria and Dave's father. And when that kind of disintegrates, she'll head up to the cabin where the Arctic Fox is, and she'll sit down in the co-pilot seat. And she'll look over at him. So how long do you think we can keep this up? At least the tracking for Deathgate can't get us, but what else does Praetrix have up her sleeve that she could throw at us?
A lot of things. No, sorry. A lot of things. I forgot I'm Russian. Give me a second. I have a little American in my throat. I hate when that happens. But,
Tish.
I have about 6 hours of fuel left in the Fox plane. When we have to go to foot, that is when bad time will come, I think.
You said you had a couple of safe houses?
There's one in Vietnam that I'm heading to now, but I honestly don't know what's been going on there since I left. I haven't been back to this safe house in a few years.
Did you had it left with no one to watch it for you?
I used to work alone. This team thing's a little new for me.
Oh, it sucks being alone.
Everyone's alone when you boil it down to philosophy.
True, but you always have yourself.
I've always had myself. I had other people once, but Praetrix found out, and well, let's just say I'm by myself again.
I'm sorry.
It is not okay, but it is what it is.
Has it always been this way? Here? Like, I know Praetrix is in charge now. Who was calling the shots before? Or was there a time when there wasn't someone calling the shots like that?
Not as far back as I can remember. I can't speak for, before I was here, but as long as I've been alive, there has been a tyranny syndicate. Before Praetrix was in control, there was, what was his name? The Praetor. The Praetor was he was Centuria's father, but not from, or Praetrix's father, but not from this dimension. He disappeared in the 80s, and before Praetrix took over, there was Deathbolt's father, Captain Thunderbolt.
I don't suppose there'd be any place left that would have records before those times.
Before the Praetor?
No, before Captain Thunderbolt. Or
perhaps. I don't know that I would have access to them, though. I was agent of the Soviet Republic. But Praetor came to power around the same time that the Republic came to be, so I don't know where my records go before that.
Gotcha.
Not that there wasn't evil in the world before Praetor, just it wasn't quite so concentrated around one person.
Mm-hmm. Or organized.
Organized is a good word. We had our master mage, Adrian Eldritch. He was a force for evil. But
he
again, that
never
was
took-
right around the same time as the Praetor's appearance on our planet.
But he never took power before then.
No. Eldritch didn't want control. He wanted something else.
Do you know what?
No, I never got a chance to ask him about it.
Hmm.
Seven
And then he
has
just-
ideas, has theories about it, but
And then he disappeared.
duh.
How long ago?
He disappeared 18 years ago. Left his teenage sidekick, who had already left him. Disagreement about the obligations of a wizard morally, I guess. She wanted to be good wizard, he wanted to be dick.
Seems to be a running theme.
Oh, is your Eldritch a dick too?
Yes.
Who knew that dickery was a universal constant?
Learning a lot. And we're only one world in. Or one universe in, rather.
You're planning on going to a bunch of different universes.
We have to undo what our Eldritch did. Used our willingness to fight and sacrifice ourselves for everyone else to... We're not sure. We don't really know what his end game is. But we know that what he did in our final fight caused variants of us to die elsewhere in the multiverse.
Mm.
Very, very possible that my variant here is dead because of that.
You better
But
hope
that-
Matrix doesn't find out.
She's not the one to be the enemy of my enemy as my friend, is she?
No. She's more the enemy of my enemy as somebody whose arms I can rip off to beat my enemy to death with.
So Resonant will look back in the back at Centuria.
Centura's staring at the window with her arms crossed, looking grumpy.
Pretty on brand.
I can see that.
Is she going to be okay, or is she going to be a problem?
She'll be okay. It's difficult for her. The last time she remembers every one of us splitting up like this, they died on her.
Mm.
So she's protective.
Is the thing about those all-powerful beings is when things are out of their control, they are not happy.
I think that goes for anyone with any semblance of self. If things are outside of your control, you're not happy about them.
I'm Russian. I know nothing's in my control.
Okay, maybe not you then.
So what is the plan, Stan?
Well, when the others come back, we'll have to make an assault on Deathgate. We have to take him out he could do immeasurable damage if we tried to fight Patrix with him still on the field. And then we have to put a stop to Patrix.
Do you have a plan for stopping her?
I'm working on it.
Hmm.
You fought her, or at least near where she was.
I didn't die while running away from her, if that's what you mean. You don't fight Praetrix or any of the Ultimen. They are invincible.
No one's invincible.
How would you kill that one? And he points back at Centuria.
Kindness. You asked.
Good luck.
That is... Oh no, Praetrix, please don't kill me. I want to give you a hug. It's fine. Just don't be sad.
You asked for that one specifically, not Praetrix.
They have same DNA, right? Same power idea.
Not the same mental
Hmm.
space.
Well, how would you kill Praetrix?
I'm not one that usually deals in death. There's ways to bind them. There's ways to sever people from their powers, but I don't know. I would need more information.
You haven't ever thought about what you would do if you're went nuts?
No.
You should think about that.
That's more of a Bowman shtick, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm sure Bowman has a plan.
Just in
He has
case.
an arrow.
It's an arrow for that.
This is my Centuria arrow.
Everybody gets one.
Bowman's that kid with the label maker and no control.
I trust her to have my back, to have the rest of my team's back. If we need to deal with her going rogue, we'll deal with it. But I'm not spending time and effort worrying about a future that may come to be. If I do that, I'll miss what's going on right now. And I'll miss signs that I could use to help stop that from happening.
You and I have different styles of leadership.
On that, I think we agree.
If you plan for disappointment, you never will be.
I'm honestly surprised you're still fighting then.
They killed my granddaughter. I won't stop until they're all dead.
Or you are.
Or I am. But as long as I can fight, I will continue to do so. But my fight is mine, it is not the group's fight. And I only trust them to carry as much weight as they can.
Knowing your team's strengths is good.
Knowing
But-
their weaknesses is important.
Knowing your own would be better.
Oh, I know my weaknesses. I can't see on the right side of my head. I have bad peripheral vision.
That's not what I mean.
Also, my left knee hurts like a son of a bitch when it rains.
Did you take an arrow to it?
No. That was one of the rare occasions Bowman shot somebody with a gun.
He is evil.
Bullet arrow.
It's a gun arrow.
Oh my god. Can you imagine, like, he just keeps missing with the bow and arrow and he's like, screw this, and he just like pulls out a Glock.
It's my 9mm arrow.
That's somehow attached to an arrow.
Yep.
Don't know why there's fletching on the slide, but it's there.
The gunman says we're next.
Oh. I should go talk to Centuria and see what she thinks about how we can deal with Praetrix. Get her opinion.
Yeah, ask her how she
look-
would kill herself if she had to.
I think I'll do things in a more tactful way than that.
All right.
Just let us know if anything happens up here.
You got it. And he will go back to flying the plane. And being depressingly Russian.
Mm-hmm.
So with all my super senses, how much of that would I have heard?
The whole thing.
Yeah, I thought so.
I think you hear like 1,000 times better than a regular human.
I was pretty sure I could hear that whole
You
thing.
can hear Bowman's heartbeat in the other dimension.
And it's all a flutter.
No.
If you knew where to listen, you could probably hear Nick and Mortis' conversation.
I'm like, man, they're awkward. I tuned you out, actually. It was too awkward for me.
Centuria's going, this is too much like those romance fiction novels I keep reading.
Like, ugh.
So yeah, so Resident will walk back and sit in the seat next to Centuria. So
You can tell the Arctic Fox that I tried and I haven't found a way yet.
He gives a thumbs up from the cockpit.
I know this is painful. Thank you for trusting me on this.
I had no other option. The team outvoted me.
Well, I'd like to think you at least trust us to know what's going on.
I do. Do you have a next step planned? Or are we just waiting for them to return?
I really need more intel. I don't know enough about this place to know where we should be heading. I know once Nick and Mortis come back, we'll want to go after Deathgate, and Mortis will be the beacon that leads him to us, or he'll be able to lead us right to him. Take the battle to him rather than him coming to us. When that's done, we need to see about what we can do to change this place. Or at the
So-
very least, figure out what Eldritch did here and what its effect on things is.
I need to tell you something.
What is it?
When my brand changed and we were walking away, I heard something. They said if I needed help, I should turn to Genesis. I
Okay.
don't know what that means.
Did it sound like Omega?
Not particularly.
Yes? Oh no. Just kidding. No. The gods say no.
Hell yeah, I'm plural gods.
Well, having some backup would definitely be helpful.
But I don't even know where to start looking for that.
I don't think you need to look anywhere but inside yourself. The brand connects you, just like it connected you to Omega back in our dimension.
Centuria will close her eyes. Can she sense anything from the brand?
Give me a perception check.
Oh, that was stealth.
Hmm.
But it was an 18, so I'm gonna keep that.
Okay. What's your-
18 plus 12.
30.
30.
Centuria, as you close your eyes and sort of focus on the brand, you can feel almost this dimensional pull to somewhere beyond your current physical state. It feels like if you surrendered to it, you could possibly travel somewhere.
I can feel it, but I don't feel comfortable taking you there. What if it's a trap?
If everything really is opposite here, then I doubt it's a trap. Omega was unrequited evil in our universe. This is the opposite. Omega is the end, Alpha is the beginning. That's what the brand is now. It should be a more benevolent force. One that's looking to do good. I don't want you to take me there now. I don't want you to go anywhere at the moment. I actually need your help.
What do you need?
I want to go into meditation. I want to try to start piecing together what Eldritch did to this universe that made it ping for us. Why here? What happened? Why did we have to come here to do this? Fighting Praetrix isn't necessarily the task at hand here. This world it's always been this way, from what Arctic Fox said, ever since the Praetor took over. Doesn't mean it's right. Doesn't mean we shouldn't do something about it. But there's another reason we're here. And I want to start piecing that together. So I need you to have my back. And I might need to lean on your strength a little bit.
Anything you need is yours.
Okay. Thank you.
So what do we do?
Well, switch places with me so I can be on the window.
She'll like jokingly groan.
But I had dibs on the window seat.
And then switch.
Just if I start to lose composure or posture, I'll be drawing energy from myself to try to connect what I can magically. Just put an arm on me. Be there for me.
Can you just hold my hand from the start so my strength is there for you from the beginning?
If you want to go that route, sure.
She'll hold out her hand, still stone faced.
Yep. Resonant will put her hand in Centuria's and kind of clasp her fingers around the palm. So
She looks back at Gator Man and is like, "Be ready if we need you."
He looks over, got arts and eyebrow.
I think she's talking to you, mon ami.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe the Braytic's rubbed off on her a little bit. I don't know. This thing's happening now. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
go ahead.
done.
Okay.
What's she mean ready? Like what? Like
I have no idea, but when something happens,
do you got like meditation powers, Gator Man? Because I don't got meditation powers.
yeah, I do. But I mean, I don't know why you can meditate here, but sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Would you like
He
an
got different
expertise
powers than
magic?
me.
Would you like an expertise magic check, Alex?
I would.
Okay. I will give you that.
And all of a sudden, the Nick and Mortis conversation is no longer the most awkward conversation of the
Okay. Ask and ye shall receive. I crit
Okay, Resonant.
for a 43.
Hey.
That's a master mage right there.
Ah, jeez. I was
Um,
like, you know what? It would be fun if I crit.
what are you trying to figure out, Resonant?
I'm trying to figure out what Eldritch's magic did here, and hoping that it'll give some insight as to what we are supposed to do here.
Excellent. Since you got a natural 20 and you are right next to Centuria, who is sort of the relay point for this information, your magical energy passes from you into Centuria, where you feel it redirect it from the Alpha brand. And you're sort of sensing the entire dimension for any trace amount of Eldritch's magic. And sure enough, you come into contact with two different instances of Eldritch's magic, both of them within Genesis, the dimension of Genesis, or the region of this dimension of Genesis. It seems that both of the Eldritches, your Eldritch and the Eldritch of this plane, met in the archive. Which you have been to the archive before.
Mm-hmm.
That is sort of the center of the universe, of each individual universe. And the location of Toman the Archivist, who is supposedly an entity that knows everything. You're not sure what happened at the archive, but you do know that both Eldritches were physically there. And one of them disappeared after that.
Do I get a sense that this was after Eldritch did what he did to in our fight with Una, or is
Yes.
this okay?
You get the sense that this is more recent than
More recent than
the
Okay.
last time his magic came through, which you sense is when the resident of this universe was killed.
okay.
And
But
it
that
looks
definitely-
like those two Eldritch signatures, both of them disappear, but you're not sure if that is because they cancel each other out. They both left the dimension together. One of them left and the other one was killed. It's hard to tell.
Okay, but they definitely went to Genesis and went to Toman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Resonant's eyes will flutter back open after a few minutes, and she'll kind of lean back into the seat.
Gator Man will high five other Gator Man, shut his book, and walk over to Resonant and Centuria.
Did the thing happen, Gator Man? Gator Man's like,
I mean, she looks out of breath, but we'll see.
is that your powers telling you that?
Mark 1 eyeballs.
Are you okay?
I think so.
What did you see?
Do you remember the archivist?
Vaguely.
Back when we went and fought Omega?
Yes.
Eldritch, he went there after our fight with Una. He was there with the one from here too. And then they both disappeared. I think before we leave, we'll need to go to Genesis. And we'll have to see this archivist ourselves. Hopefully It'll be like it was for us when we saw him in our dimension.
I mean, if you could get me there, I might be able to pick up something.
We're all definitely going, but we're going as a group. Once the others get back, we have to take care of we have to take care of Deathgate. We can't have him tracking Mortis to Genesis.
Okay, so
Do you think all the Eldridges are working together?
I don't want to believe it, but it's very possible. There's something Eldritch is trying to do. He may not get all versions of himself on board with it, but if he doesn't need all of them, he just needs enough.
Almost
If-
like he needs the amount that of the universes that popped up on the screen.
Maybe if he can convince, what was it, 10 of them to join him.
I don't like the look of this.
No,
Let's just hope that Derek and Fletch get back soon and we can take out Deathgate.
yeah. Thank you for lending me your strength.
Of course. Thanks
So-
for being on call, Gator Man.
no problem. I was gonna tell you if I get there, I can probably sniff out what happened. I mean, I'm really good at sniffing things to the point, if someone's been there, it leaves traces. And I can kind of put them together. So I might be able to tell you where he went, maybe, if he opened up a door or if there was other ones there.
You can smell all that?
How many extra
Yeah.
superpowers you got over there, Gator Man? You telling
I
me
got
you
a
got a nose
couple.
that travels through time?
Kinda. I mean, I can't smell forward, but I can smell back and what happened.
That's crazy.
You stick to things. And on the other thing, he'll hand his notebook to Resonant. So I've been thinking about what I said. I don't know the magic stuff, but if it works like stuff in the real world does, it's what I talked about. It's maybe a way to block the energy coming out of the soul vault so Deathgate can't traffic it. I mean, it works off the principle of same thing as stealth planes and the angles of them. I took some courses, but it might help if you try and maybe just hide from them instead of stopping them. So I don't know if it'll
Okay.
help, but it's all I can get you.
I think we should just put lead paint on it.
Well, thank you. Let me take a look at this. I might need Mortis's help when he gets back, but at the very least, if I start looking over it now, I might come up with something.
It's as accurate as I can get you, but yeah. And it's fairly technical engineering drawings of different lattices and other arrangements of materials to try and very much do that block out or disperse particular waves of energy or waves or rays depending. But
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let me take some time. Let me look this over.
yeah,
This is helpful.
it's something. But you two have fun. Yes.
Hmm?
Oh, nothing. You look tired.
I
And
think I
he'll
probably used a little bit too much energy.
gotta relax when you meditate. Calm. Yeah, you'll figure it out.
Centurion
Wonder-
looks very amused that the Gator Man is giving Resonant tips on meditation.
He'll wander back over to a seat, sit back and relax.
Are you sure you're not Yo Gator Man?
Ah,
Don't get it good.
Yogator Mayday. Yogator man.
Yogi. Just tell me about your dad, Gator Man, and he'll sit back and listen to the story.
And after a little bit of time, Arctic Fox will say, "We're here," which is right around the time that the guards and the administrative staff are starting to go home over in the prison with Mortis and Nick, and around the time that Sophie comes back to collect Fletch. And with that, I think that's where we will go ahead and take our quick break, and then we will reconvene with our heroes in just a couple minutes. Please take a moment to get up, stretch your legs, grab a drink, grab a snack, and check out the ads on our carousel. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.